start. There we go. All right, focus time. So yeah, again, this is a ROM hack of Pokemon Yellow that I've created. The idea of the ROM hack is to patch out bugs and glitches from the game that are known by the speedrunning community and the Pokemon reverse engineering team known as Pret. Pret has a extensive disassembly of Pokemon Yellow, where the game has been turned back into assembly code that's more readable than the pure machine instruction code. That just looks like numbers and symbols. Instead, you can actually see like, oh, we're going to add these two numbers. We're going to jump to this address. You can see all the like English readable versions of the instructions. So with that in place, it's really easy to make modifications to the game. And the mod that this does is tries to go through all of the known like speedrun affecting bugs and patch them. So one thing you see there in the beginning is we didn't do save corruption. Save corruption's not possible in the Fort Knox ROM hack. The reason it's not possible is that we've implemented a flag that's saved when you save the game, and that flag basically says, hey, you've started saving, and the flag is deleted at the end of saving. So if you've let the game completely finish saving, nothing changes. But if you don't let the game completely finish saving, then it will say, hey, you've corrupted the game. You're not allowed to use the save file anymore. And yeah, it'll just completely block you from using a save file if you've turned off the console while saving. So another thing it does is it changes around some of the ordering of how saving actually happens. Like, normally when you save a game of Pokemon Yellow, this stuff comes up like, you're now saving the game. But at that point, you're not actually saving the game. You're completely done having saved the game at that point. The saving the game in the base actual like main game of Pokemon Yellow entirely happens before that text box shows up. So we've moved some of the ordering around so that it says you're now saving the game, and then it starts saving, and like it like turns that flag on, saves that into the RAM, or is it RAM? It saves it into the save RAM or SRAM, and then saves the actual game data, and then saves the fact that the save is done, setting it back to 0 such that you can just play the game normally. So another thing that we've done in the intro, it's really interesting, is when we had the Pikachu encounter, that Pikachu encounter and catch scene with Oak are not in the original like base Pokemon Yellow game. The released version of Pokemon Yellow, or not, they are in Pokemon Yellow. They're not in Red and Blue. They're added from Red and Blue to like add more of the. Oh, I'm dumb. I was monologuing and forgot that I needed to run from this encounter. Yeah, so they're not in Red and Blue. They're in Yellow. And when they added the Pikachu catch cutscene in Yellow, they didn't think of the fact that you don't have any Pokemon in your party yet. And what that ends up meaning is that you get an out-of-bounds memory address read during that cutscene to determine what animation to use. Because the game has this idea of, we want encounters to be more dramatic when you have a Pokemon that's much lower level than the Pokemon in the area that you're fighting. So if you have like a level 2 Pokemon and you get an encounter that's level 10 and it's in like certain scenarios with being in a dungeon, then it does a different animation than it would normally do for an encounter. Okay, we didn't get too hurt by the mistake with the encounter there, but back to Oak. So what we're going to have next is we're going to have to try to catch a level 6 Nidoran male. And there's kind of two things that are fixed simultaneously here that make that a lot more difficult. The first thing is that we are saving the state of the RNG when we save the rest of the game. And that makes it so that you can't reset the game and get back to a known RNG state. You could potentially do other things to know where the RNG is, like watching the movement of NPCs. But it would be much more complicated than simply resetting the game and getting back to a known state. Or you could also just like watch the time potentially for how much RNG has passed. But there really is not like there's not a clear, easy way to exploit the RNG without the hard reset in the main game. So what this ROM hack does is by saving the state of the RNG's like internal 32-bit mixed data, when it reloads the game would mean that you're back in the same RNG spot than when you reset, and not like a known stable state. And there's a second thing going on, that the RNG algorithm is changed out. So not simply is the state of that RNG saved between resets, but we're using an entirely different algorithm that is more cryptographically secure. I wouldn't say completely cryptographically secure, but it's at least much, much more secure than the one used in the base game. And because it's more secure, it means that it has a more approximately random distribution of random numbers that it generates. So you don't get these cyclic effects of seeing certain Pokemon always in the same cycles when you're looking for encounters. So hopefully we see a Nidoran male here. Oh, a Nidoran female. That's pretty close. Have we seen a 6 yet? I don't know if we've even seen a level 6 in the earlier search effort. There we go. This is what we want to see. Okay. So we're going to Thunder Shock. But low half health is usually a good target for when you're doing like damage-based catch guaranteeing. And this is why we bought our Paralyzed Heal too. Ooh. We were not expecting it all that breakout there, but you know, we can work with it. Okay, that's good. Now we need to remember to nickname to letter A. And now with that, we can split. And we can potion. With all that done, now we can get out of the menu and go on to the fight. And now we'll see the stats that it ran. I'm going to try to run this no matter what the stats are, but there's potentially some pretty serious problems near the end of the run, depending on what the stats are. We might have a much harder time of the final fight, and plenty of other fights too, but the final fight especially, depending on stats. This looks like it could be a bad attack stat. We won't know for sure until we get more damage in. Oh no, that's actually probably a good attack. 14, 11, 12, 11. I think that's fine. I think that's a pretty middling, like, average Nidoran to catch. 14, 11, 12, 11. That tackle is a little annoying, but it's, you know, we work with these things. Okay, so yes, so what we're doing here, like this battle would be very similar to the main speedrun battle, except that in this case, because we don't have a manipulated Nidoran, we don't have guaranteed stats. So the strategy I'm doing here for this fight is like dependent to the specific Nidoran that I've caught. Where in the main speedrun now, we know that the stats are going to be the same every single run, and we use like very specific fights because of that. Good stuff so far. No encounters to Bugcatcher 2 is pretty good. Hey, Goddess Maria. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I'm playing through a ROM hack of Pokemon Yellow I made that fixes a bunch of bugs and exploits available in the game. So it fixes things like badge boost reapplication and fixes which badge boosts comes from which trainers and things like that. Yeah, I'm trying to like do a full speedrun of it to demonstrate for my YouTube channel. Oh, that's a pretty solid Metapod fight. Oh no! I misclicked and clicked Leer again. Oh no, that tackle miss. So that tackle miss is actually interesting. That's actually something that's less likely in this ROM hack because the way that the Gen 1 miss bug is fixed, it increases all of the move accuracy chances by 1 in 256. It doesn't just fix the single like exactly 100% chance. It moves up all of the chances to make them closer to their like canonical listed rates. Yeah, it's pretty fun for me to play, like, knowing I worked on it. I don't know how fun it would be for other people to play. It's kind of a slog. But I really enjoyed working on it, and I'm going to enjoy being able to show it to people on YouTube. Oh, we need to catch a Pidgey. I almost forgot about that. Ooh, that's a bit of a troll. But you know, let's catch the Spearow though on the route out of here, or this could be a Pidgey. Hey, there's a Pidgey. Nice. So yeah, nothing too different there with the catch chances or anything. That's all pretty similar. There might be like some different distributions of chances with fixing the RNG correlation effects by using a different algorithm, but it would be pretty similar in practice to the canonical rates. Okay, so let's go back to the gym here, and now let's use a potion. We want to be full when we start this battle. I almost forgot what to do on this battle. I think it's Horn Attack ×2 because the Leer isn't guaranteeing anything. Oh, a critical hit. We might have to... Actually, we definitely will want to heal early now. A crit's survivable, but... a bit dangerous. Okay. Alright, I'm going to heal again here. I'm going to save just in case. We haven't saved in a while, and we want to do kind of a no reset-ish style run here, just to be able to demonstrate this is a way you can speedrun this ROM hack. So, I'm super excited to be able to get through more of this. So now, yeah, like this Brock fight's going to work basically the same because we still don't have Brock's badge, but after getting Brock's badges, fights might start to be a little bit different from the main game strategies, partially from what I was talking about earlier, where the fights are just going to be more dangerous from us not having constant stats, but also partially now from not getting a reapplication of Brock's badge boost. Perfect. Leer. I should swap Leer into a slot lower. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So this will be like a sub 19-ish Brock. Like this would be a pretty bad Brock in the main game, but I think this would be a pretty respectable Brock in this category. It's pretty difficult to get the Nitto level 6 with any level of consistency. Especially one that's like runnable like this one. I think this one's pretty runnable. The best possible Nitto is a 15, 12, 14, 12. And we got 14, 11, 13, 11. So it's like basically just under the top tier of Nidoran. So you'll see here, like, the string shot. Oh, it failed, so it didn't matter. But if it had hit us, it would not have given us another copy of Brock's badge boost. we'll see that again here on the next fight, where with the Ekans, normally if it manages to leer you, you have a guaranteed hit at two-shotting it with Horn Attack. And also, I don't know if that's not guaranteed anymore with not having a constant stat Nidoran. But in this, it's definitely not guaranteed in any way. The Horn Attack will two-shot the Ekans. We don't do the four bug catcher fight because we have the random stats. So we don't really have access to the top tier strategies that having perfect stats affords you. Ow. Ooh, a one shake with the crit. That's fun. I had to be a little careful there to Horn Attack again, because a tackle miss could have led to us dying. And we're really low on potions, so we gotta be pretty careful. We have a flyer already, so we don't need to catch the Spearow. Double string shot, that might actually be a serious... I mean, not serious, but it might slow us down. Yeah, so we're slower than Metapod now. I don't know how that'll affect us, but it's definitely not good. Well, this tackle would kill it anyway, so yeah. I don't think it slowed us any more than just one turn. So we'll get the evolve here. A little slower again through Route 3. And it'll be like we slowed down going to Brock, we slowed down going through Route here. But that's totally fine. We were expecting to not match the splits here very effectively. The run I did previously was, like, almost too good through the early game. It was just pretty absurd. The stats were not perfect, but really high. And we got the Nido on the first encounter, which just completely defeated the purpose of showing off the ROMHack. And then, like, all the time lost, the reason it's a 230 and not like a 210 is because the Victory Road section, I dug out a Victory Road like 2 or 3 times. It was really bad. I just completely forgot how to do the Victory Road section of the game. That was weird. That was just a keyboard issue. I was like spamming the A button and not getting the... Okay. So we'll do our Enter Mount Moon split here. Now I remember we had a pretty bad like encounter rate through the previous Mount Moon, so we might get a little bit better here, but as also like I think with the way that the RNG is changed, that you know, it's hard to tell. You know, like there's not the cyclic nature of things interfering with RNG truly being RNG. So like we could easily get 17 encounters and be way over rate, or we could easily be getting 5 encounters the whole way and be way under rate. So I'm not really sure, but I would guess that some of the cyclic effects make it more common in the officially released game to see like a closer number to the average, that like the curve would be tighter around the average. I think so far we've been getting a little bit unlucky. Like we've been probably seeing slightly more encounters than we would expect to. Oh, and we need to kill a Geodude in here for experience. I almost forgot about that. So we want to evolve as soon as possible so that the... Actually, I think we don't want to... I forgot about this. Like, the cry is more relevant. I can't remember if, like, evolving lets you one kick shake and if that changes anything, but yeah, the cry is definitely the most relevant part of evolving or not evolving. So I think actually, like, normally you would wait to evolve still because Nidorino should do fine two-shaking a Geodude. Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh, wow. We didn't even two-shake it as Nido... Okay, never mind. Definitely evolve to Nidoking. That... I would have thought that would have one-shaked almost guaranteed, but that was not how it worked. We had a good stretch there for a minute, but we've gotten 3 now on the last floor. What really matters is the last section. Like, if you do or don't get any encounters through this last bit with the super nerd, like, that really changes the whole moon experience, in my opinion. Okay, 2 horn attacks here. Okay, Leer disable's totally fine. I was worried there for a second. Volatile stats and disable means some strangeness here. One shake the Voltorb with double kick. And now we can back... Oh, we were disabled no more. Now we can go back to attacking Coughing. Nice. Oh, they say surrender now or prepare to fight here. I love playing Pokemon Yellow because I notice things that I like haven't noticed in forever again. They say surrender now or prepare to fight when you fight them, just like they do in the anime. So that leer doesn't give us any more damage potential through this fight. It just means that we can take more damage. Okay, sweet. So now it's just Nugget Bridge. And we're definitely going to be saving for the bridge rival fight because now this is a crazy thing that many people who don't speedrun Pokemon Yellow might not know about. When you get sand attacked by bridge rival, it does make your accuracy lower, but it also makes your attack higher. So by fixing the game so that it doesn't make your attack higher to get sand attacked, this is actually a much harder fight than in the regular unmodified game. So we gotta go get the rare candy here like usual, but then, yeah, we're gonna be saving for the bridge rival fight. Which you would not normally need to do. Okay, so the strat here doesn't really change at all from normal. We're just going to Horn Attack ×2 on Spearow. The Growl failing is quite useful because, like I said, we're not getting badge boost effects to offset that at all. Hyper Fang, wonderful. Okay, this is not ideal. Okay. I'm not as scared of Eevee. The Rattata's Hyper Fang scares me a little bit. We do still have to get one more attack in. The main difference across Nugget Bridge here is just going to be our stats lower from being variable, but you'd also see that in the run of like the classic category. You just see a little more slowness through the total overall pacing because, yeah, like that, if that string shot hit, it would make us have more attack, and we're not going to have that. Now, with a level break point here, it would get cleared out, even in the main game, so it wouldn't matter in this exact scenario, but yeah, it's the badge boost stuff really changes a lot of very small things all over the place. Okay, I was gonna be a little annoyed if that didn't hit there. Oh, sand attack, no. Hopefully we don't run out of horn attacks. Oh, okay, good crit. Good crit. We'll have double kick and then horn attack and double kick. Yeah, if you're watching and you're like, hey, this just looks like a normal Pokemon speedrun, it really is pretty similar to the main game speedrun. There's not too much different, especially from the classic variant of the speedrun through this point of the game. But when it gets to the mid-game and especially the Elite Four, that's really where things change. Oh, I think we just got the worst possible Ekans fight. Okay. I think that Zubat's a range 2 with variable stats. We'll get Thrash now, though. We're gonna have to move moves around. I think I moved. Yeah, I was supposed to teach Thrash in slot 2 over Tackle. I taught it over Leer for some reason, so I'm going to move some things. There we go. Okay. Our time should be pretty even at this point. Like we should lose only a tad bit of time on the previous split. Mostly just because we got sand attacked a lot. We hit or we missed quite a few moves from sand attack on the rival fight, and we got sand attack and missed moves on one of the bridge fights, which is actually pretty rare. We might even save... Actually, I think we're going to save time still over the previous bridge fight. Hey, we got a gold split. Let's go. I think we accidentally said no to taking Charmander on the last run, so we could save more time here too. Gold split, let's go. Glod! We used to say Glod all the time while getting gold splits. I think there's even emotes for it. Screech is super fast. I got Thrash here. I really gotta work on, I gotta practice cycling in Rock Tunnel. I think if I did it with a Game Boy, I would have the muscle memory for it, but doing it with, like, the keyboard controls, just in the emulator here, is, I don't quite have the muscle memory for all of the movement in Rock Tunnel that way, so, that's something I need to practice if I'm going to do more runs of this, but just for this quick little, like, demo run, I don't quite need to do that. So this part, now that we have Thrash, like, our damage ranges from getting badge boosts and such have kind of stopped being relevant for a bit, so that modification has stopped affecting us and making us slower than a normal Pokemon Yellow speedrun. I'm realizing too, this could actually be apart from the like speed boost bit that you'd have to change around, where like a couple fights, you would like 1 or 2 fights you need to use an X speed, where you don't because of this routing. Apart from that, this is actually a pretty good route if you wanted to do like a beginner route that also doesn't have to worry about not being able to hit encounters. Like normally, you're not allowed to hit encounters because it breaks the routing of the speed run, and you just have to like reset if you hit an extra encounter, because the extra experience throws off leveling breakpoints, and then you level at the wrong point in a fight, and when you level at the wrong point in a fight, it means that your badge boosts get cleared out. But because we don't have badge boost reapplication in this ROM hack, the route doesn't like try to work around that. So like this could actually be a pretty close to a decent route for doing a beginner route for people that doesn't require knowledge of that whole situation with like resetting over extra encounters, which also is a little less daunting for people like feeling like, oh, I have to reset if I make wrong movement anywhere. It's pretty daunting for a new runner, but yeah. So we're going to do a center here, and then go fight Misty. I moved 2 extra steps for no reason. That's fun. Now this is where we need to thrash the Goldeen before going to the Misty fight, and we'll definitely save for Misty. And we're gonna be really careful around Misty like usual, because with our stats, we don't really know whether we're going to outspeed Misty or not. I should be paying better attention to the breakpoint at level 23 and like inputting DVs and such, but it doesn't really affect the way I've got this routed. It really doesn't affect the run too much to know your exact DVs. Oh, that's a good crit. Okay, don't crit or speedfall. It crit. Okay. If it uses X defend, it won't matter. Oh, that's sad. So we'll have a slight time loss here from dying to Misty. No big deal. Just shows the extra difficulty of random stats. Cryptographically random stats. With the way that the RNG state is saved too, you have to be careful not to like just spam through with this to the same point in the RNG on accident. Oh, that's dangerous. That's a high range. We just died outright to 2 bubble beams? Like, game. I can't work around that. I think we got, like, high rolled twice. Because usually you're supposed to survive. Oh, we also have really low HP stat. I forgot about that. We're working on the 22 HP Nidoran, which is on the lower side of HP. So we had like low HP and we got high rolled multiple times. That's an interesting conundrum to have. Like, to be worried about dying to just straight up getting high rolled. That's actually maybe fine. Maybe? Maybe. Probably. Oh, no, we're dead. We're probably dead. Yeah. This is crazy. It's not supposed to be this hard to beat Misty, even with bad stats. This is just like a series of similar to bad luck. I'm trying to vary up my like button presses so that we're not getting the same luck every time. But like basically we just need to see a water gun. Like we need to see a water gun and not get X defended the first turn. Okay, that's a pretty good sign. Crit? No? Could be a fine? Hey, there we go. We're through Misty. Okay, so the splits are going to be a little wonky there. Because to reset faster, I used Control R, and my R key is bound to undo split, which I forgot about. So that's a little wonky, but I think we're fine. I think everything's fine. I might need to check ahead how many super pots we buy and buy early to be safe for Surge, but other than that, I think everything's totally normal. It doesn't look like I have a note on how many super pots to buy, but that shouldn't matter because we get extra money from fighting the rocket hideout. One thing I'll want to be careful of is that because we didn't outspeed Misty, I don't want to try to go for the X speed skip on Koga. It just seems like unnecessarily dangerous. But with certain speed stats in this route, you can actually just completely forego and skip X speed on Koga, because you have the surge speed boost. Instead of getting a speed boost from Koga, you get a defense boost from Koga. And with that in place, you actually outspeed Koga's Venomoth. Okay, so we need to sell all leftover Pokeballs and potions and TM34 and Nugget and buy 3 repels and let's buy like 4 super pots. I don't know exactly how many we can afford, but it's got to be a bigger number than that anyway, so that should work fine. And then we just need to teach Bubble Beam. We didn't get killed by Surge last time either, and I don't remember cans being too bad, so we could definitely end up again having like losing a little bit of time. But this is a fine speedrun so far. I'm feeling pretty proud of this. It's doing a good job of exhibiting the differences for the ROM hack. And honestly, I love doing like variable stat speedruns of Pokemon Yellow in general. It just makes the game way more interesting. I gotta remember to get Gentleman Candy. On this route, we have to get Gentleman Candy because this route needs an absolute ton of rare candies. Just tons and tons of them for the final fight of the game. Okay, now we gotta remember to do the Gentleman Candy fight. 1, 2, 3. So for this part, we need to teach dig, swap up slot 1 and repels, and then teach cut and use cut. I also don't know if they... I probably got the voucher before Fighting Surge. In a normal speedrun, you get the bike voucher after Fighting Surge because of some complex, like, time to expected goal time theory stuff. But if we're not resetting this run, it doesn't matter. Now the can strategy is going to be different here. We've fixed the cans so that they correctly point to other secondary cans that are next to the first can. There we go. So now I'm gonna super pot and save for Surge. Huh, he's gonna shock me into surrender. Oh no. Now, one thing that's really funny right now, I'm playing on my LG, I think it's a C2 OLED TV. Ugh, growl. That could be interesting. The C2 OLED has, like, burn-in protection stuff going on. So, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I'm actually going to kill it in 4 shakes now. Oh my goodness, this is dangerous. Okay. That's funny. That's a good search split. Saved 16 seconds. What was I talking about, though? Let's talk about goal time theory. Oh yeah, like I don't know if I was continuing to talk about this, but yeah, the thing with the cans is in the base game there's like this bug with the center cans where they point to the secondary can being the can in the upper left of the screen. It's just very strange. There's like all sorts of weird. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I have this LG C2 OLED that I'm playing on, right? It has really, really amazing color accuracy. Something is really wonky with the colors on it right now, and it has to be because it's been on like with a pretty stagnant screen for a while. It's got to be doing some sort of like burn-in protection, but the yellow color just looks terrible on it right now. Oh, I was supposed to keep double kick. I don't think that matters though. Saving here might have been optimal. It's hard to tell on the 4-turn Thrash fight because, like, I have super restores. Like, I could in theory use them, but I also can't if I'm in Thrash and I Thrash while I'm confused. Like, I can't stop that to go use a super restore. So, okay, we're good. We're through it. Yeah, the main thing is for the Giovanni Persian fight. Like, everything else you can Bubble Beam because it's like a rock Pokemon. But the Giovanni Persian fight, I think it's susceptible to double kick. And I don't know if that matters because Thrash is pretty close to the power level. This is also a somewhat risky fight to just use Thrash on immediately, but it also doesn't really matter too much. Because the Venonat's a range. Hey, we crit it. There we go. I really don't trust this keyboard. Okay, that should be good. Ball Beam and Thunderbolt here. Gotta stretch my hands a bit. They're getting a little cramped being in the same spot over the keyboards. Yeah. That was definitely more movement than necessary. Lost 18 frames, oh no. Here's another classic Thrash fight. Ooh, oh, ooh, ooh. That's scary. Paralyzed. I can use full restore if needed. Okay, we're not dead. We used the full restore. There we go. That was really, really sloppy. Like I was saying, I'm not very practiced with the keyboard rock tunnel movement. That's why I play though. I always get more practice. Okay. Perfect. I'm glad I double checked there because I did stop early on the first pass. And that would have been no bueno. Okay, and the main thing to watch for here is... I think I have in my notes to Bubble Beam, but it doesn't make any sense to Bubble Beam with variable stats. I think we just want to thrash this. And then... we gotta remember how to get the underground elixir. And then we need to remember to center before going to the game corner. Hey, there we go. One shot with the Growlithe. Crap. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Yep. Okay. We didn't need the nugget, we needed the elixir. That's not a big problem. Okay. So, yeah, we need to center here to set our warp point to dig out of the rocket hideout. I gotta remember to thrash this guy. And we're about halfway through the speedrun. This is something you'll see both in Classic, but also in the ROMHack here now, because we don't have the ability to even attempt to use the Pokédoll exploit. it's been patched out. So we have to go do the rocket hideout section. We have to go get the Silph Scope. Oh, that was... We gotta go down and then right, and then down around here, and then left, down, left, top. This is the lift key rocket, and we gotta thrash this too. Thrash, thrash, thrash everywhere. Jerry's snoring. Oh, I gotta remember to actually get the lift key. And this rare candy. And then something interesting is that there is a TM7 here. So we don't need to buy it because it's just literally in the map here. And this is the same thing where we go to the upper one. Now that we have the lift key, we go to B4F. Have our Jesse and James fight. And then the Giovanni fight. This coughing is really annoying to deal with, so you just end up thunderbolting it twice. It turns out like coughing and wheezing are much more susceptible to special attacks than to physical attacks. Which makes sense. Like, you can't really like hit a ghost very effectively. Okay, this time isn't too bad. Like, we had a lot of hiccups. We had that needing to use a full restore. Yeah, the fact that Earthquake handles them nice, like, why is Earthquake effective? Is it poison that, like, ground is super effective against poison or something? Like, that type matchup doesn't exactly make sense. Hello, Brother Darkness, by the way. Oh, Smite's fun. Yeah, finishing this up now, because of the way this ROM hack works, we're fighting Silph Geo. Coins are scattered everywhere. Oh, payday. We gotta pick up the Silph Scope and then dig out. That would be very bad if we forgot to pick up the Silph Scope. Now we can bike to over here with the mart. So now we're getting both the Ice Beam and Rock Slide TMs to help us through the next section of the run. I don't know if I've ever made that mistake before, trying to give her 2 fresh waters. We need to do our X accuracy buy here. (11x accuracy). Let's do 9x speed just to be safe. 4x attack. And 3x spec, okay. We need to buy Super Repel still. For some reason, I don't have the Super Repel buy in my list. And we shouldn't need to do that, but we needed to make space for the bag. Since we accidentally picked up the underground nugget. Why? Oh, because I gotta remember the muscle memory of that. I was thinking like, oh, I'm on the item bag already right now. You gotta go down to get to the bike of that one. Swap Super Repels with slot 2. Then teach fly. Then teach horn drill. And move slot 2. I need to swap up X accuracy. And we can teach rock slide. And move slot 1 over thrash. Now we can swap up X speeds. And teach ice. Oh, I taught them in the wrong slots. Ice beam in slot. Yeah, we need Thunderbolt. We don't need both Ball Beam and. Okay. That was a little sloppy, but we got through it. I'll need to swap Rock Slide up to slot 1 again for muscle memory. But we can X accuracy turn 1. And then we just horn drill this whole fight. Perfect. Now, Rock Slide will be slightly more accurate than usual because of the changes to move accuracy to fix the Gen 1 miss bug. Hey, Delaroth. Great to see you in the chat. What's up? What we're doing today is we're playing a ROM hack I made of Pokemon Yellow, and the ROM hack fixes a whole bunch of bugs that are in the game and a whole bunch of exploits. So it fixes badge boost reapplication, it fixes save corruption. There are no bugs in this game. That's a pretty bold claim. It fixes trainer fly. It fixes a whole host of things. So it's a oh, I forgot to super repel. Previous menu apparently, and we can tell that it's a Ghastly. I also forgot to split for fly, apparently, but that's not a big deal. Yeah, so because of the ROM hack, it fixes the sequence break with the Pokédoll skip, so I had to get the Silph Scope to be able to beat this section of the game. And I actually have to defeat the Silph Marowak instead of just ignoring that. Yeah, badge boost reapplication is fixed, so they're also fixed so that you get the correct badge boosts from the correct people. So like when Surge says that he gives you the speed boost, he actually does, and Koga gives you the defense boost. So those are swapped to be the way that they're supposed to be. That's basically accomplished by unrolling a loop. There's a loop that goes through applying badge boosts normally, and the loop is out of order because it's like relying on the order of the stats in memory, which are attack, defense, speed, special. But the order in which you acquire the badges is attack, speed, defense, special, so it ends up not aligning. Yeah, I mean, I think it's... I haven't tried it, but like, there's no reason it wouldn't work on hardware. It should work exactly the same. If it didn't, that would be an amazing discovery of emulator accuracy. This is Exac. Rock Slide. Drill. Yep, okay. We got a rare candy to level 37 here. I'll get back on the bicycle. And now, we go to Silph. And here we have to go to 10F. And we have another classic Exac and Horndrill fight. Well, like, the Gen 1 miss, thing is fixed, but, like, X accuracy isn't, like, patched to have stages. Like, you could definitely do that, but I don't think that it's, like, a bug, per se, and, like, I think the developers intended X accuracy to completely remove accuracy from the game. I don't think they intended it to be part of the stage system. Yeah, you're right, Della. You could definitely still argue that, like, using it in combination with the one-hit KO moves enables a sort of exploit. What are we doing here? We need to swap X attacks to here. And then we need to use Earthquake over Rock Slide. And we're also going to use the Carbos for good measure. I'm going to save for Silph Rival just because I'm not, like, super confident in what our speed stat is for the Silph Rival Kadabra, but it should work out fine. No, so with the way that this is patched, I patched the ability to do save and quit RNG manipulation, like, completely. Oh, I didn't save. Oh well, we'll be fine. I hope. Yeah, like, save and quit RNG manipulation completely is not possible in this. It's potentially possible to do some like in-game manips, the way that you do like Gen 3 style RNG manipulation. Silph rival exact drill times 2. But yeah, what we do is we save the state of the RNG during saving now. So because it's saved, you can't like reset it to a known state from resetting. Yeah, so like that would theoretically be possible, Del, but like I don't know if it would actually be like humanly possible. Because you'd have to track screen off time to align the timer, and I don't think that's actually physically possible for a human. So yeah, we save the state of RNG while saving, so that when you reset, it goes back to the same place and not to a fixed place from startup. And because of that, you can't really do RNG manipulation. Yeah, and because of the way that those sort of RNG methods work, Del, like that's more possible than in the base game, but like still not really like humanly feasible. That was totally not what I wanted to do. Accidentally doubled back through the teleporter. Nice. Yeah, the gyms, like, that's a really tough one, like, whether it's intended to be able to sequence break them the way you can. Like, I think that you can just kind of do them order selectively. Like, I don't see a reason why the devs would have intended for you not to be able to do them in a different order. Because you'd have to set up, like, a lot of other roadblocks that get removed at certain points to like force the gyms to be fought in a certain order past the third one. But yeah, there is still like somewhat of a I don't know if I would call it a sequence break, but it's more of just like the game becomes a little bit more open world at this point in the game. I need to use a super repel, swap up X specs. Ah, that was a... Use a super repel. Swap up X specs. Use an elixir? This menu has got to be rewritten. Poke-flute. True, definitely. Like I think the levels are also intended to be somewhat of a sequencing factor, but that also happens at Koga too. Of like, I think the Venomoth is 50, and that doesn't really affect you at all in terms of your ability to sequence. I don't think we don't super restore there. And in yellow, you bike around, you don't use the cut bushes. In red blue, it's faster to use the cut bushes, not in yellow. Right, we're gonna get another Carbos up here. I can't remember, but we might have to use it immediately. I also had to use that full restore earlier, so I'm getting that backup one. Yep, we have to use the Carbos immediately. Ah! Oh no, that's not it. Oh, it's... Oh, this is a little bit slow. Okay, now we go back out here. We use dig. Let's go. And bike to Sabrina. Opposite. Opposite. Down. And now I can remember this time to dig out of Sabrina's gym. I was forgetting that so much before. Okay, so for Sabrina, it's X-Ac, X-Speed, EQ, EQ, and then Horn Drill for Alakazam. And this way you have 4 drills left for all of Koga. And you have Earthquakes plenty for doing Koga too. If you bike there, it's 2 frames faster if you do it perfectly, so as a human, it's a little bit safer to just walk it. So now we're going to use a whole bunch of earthquakes. Yeah, it's similar in Cinnabar. I think there's a little more wiggle room than 2 frames, but yeah, very similar. Delaroth, you live in Ohio. How often do you go to Cedar Point? Also, I'm totally sorry if I just doxed you on accident. I'm excited for whatever they're building in place of Top Thrill Dragster. Aren't they like replacing it because it kept wasn't it like having issues with getting people over the top consistently? Are they calling it Top Thrill 2? It did always have that issue. Like, it makes me wonder why why they're replacing it. Right, let's save. Exact. Let's just X speed now in case. I don't actually know my exact speed DV, but that's fine. So we can poke a flute now. There we go. Okay, we lost a little bit of time there, but nothing major. We survived. Do you ever do any of the water parks? The water parks in Sandusky are the big thing for me, like Kalahari and Castaway Bay and Great Wolf Lodge. Those I love water parks. Chlorine. True, there is a lot of chlorine. Okay. I forgot there's another weird thing we have to do with the speedrun. for this category. We need to deposit 2 items. I was supposed to do that in Koga there, but there's too many items in your bag at this point. So we have to deposit, like, I don't know, the Helix fossil. And now we can fly to Pallet Town. Gotta find elixir. Where's my super potions? There we go. Teach surf and strength. That's it. No, it's because of having to get the stuff for the Silph scope. We have to get the lift key and the Silph scope. So we have too many items. There's a better way it's handled in the classic category. I think you can just like completely skip X attacks in the classic category to get around it. Or like use them up by this point or something. It's very different. I think you can also completely rely on full restores and skip super pots. We rare candied early to outspeed the Silph, Jesse, and James Kadabra. And then we're holding a whole ton more rare candies, just like in our bag, for the champion fight. Oh, we're also we're holding Blizzard in our bag in this one. Yeah, you need to teach Blizzard just for the championship fight, or the champion fight. Like, you can't beat the champion fight without having Blizzard. It's really funny. The champion fight is just like insane. Yep. In the main speedrun, because you have the badge boost thing, if you use an X speed, it boosts your special, and if you use an X special, it boosts your speed. So if you use an X speed to be able to outspeed the hold on. Gotta think here. Yeah, like if you need extra speed to be able to outspeed the Alakazam, so use an X speed, then you also get a special boost, and that helps you use Ice Beam or Blizzard to kill the Sand Slash. If you use an X special because your range is too bad for killing the Sand Slash, it helps you get a speed boost to outspeed Alakazam. But you don't have either of those. You don't have the special boost from using speed or the speed boost from using special. So you just need to like get tons of extra rare candies and use them at extremely specific points in the run. Yeah, kinesis also doesn't boost your speed. The whole thing is just a mess. You need like double kinesis if you don't do like there's like a range from the blizzard. It's a mess. In this fight, you have to use X speed and X attack. And I think burn also messes with your attack speed. Is that so? Like, one might just be dead. I'm gonna try using full restore now. Hi, Grogu the Destroyer. This is a ROM hack of Pokemon Yellow that I made, and it's intended to make the game much more secure from exploits and have a lot fewer bugs. Nice. So yeah, we fixed the burn attack lowering being permanent, so that it no longer like continues taking effect if you heal it off. You could definitely further fix like digging from inside buildings. That's an interesting. We could do that as like a V2 thing. I do agree that like that seems like exploity. The rocket hideout, like sure that's underground at least. It kind of makes more like thematic sense that you could dig out of there, but like these above ground gyms, like you're like digging through a building. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's not a dungeon like Silph hideout or the game corner hideout. Also, I think these ice beams are ranges. But yeah, Grogu, this ROM hack makes the game a little bit harder by fixing a lot of glitches that usually make the game a lot easier. So we need to use 2 rare candies after this fight, and then I think we should have 2 more for after Bruno. No, I don't think that's a bug. I think that's like, you know, they go back to their positions. You know, it's like marching orders. Oh, also, I totally started walking that way, and we're not ready for that yet. But yeah, it's... Those are rare candies? Yeah, we'll have 3 more, actually, for after Bruno. Jim Giovanni is a dangerous spot. We can very easily get killed here. But this fight's not too bad. We just X attack and then Earthquake 3 times. Oh, I fixed critical hit rates. So, there's this really complicated problem with how to actually fix it in a way that makes any sense, but yeah, critical hits are not guaranteed from high critical hit rate moves anymore because they're not guaranteed critical hit rate moves. The code definitely doesn't seem to be trying to guarantee them. So I made the ratios all act a little bit differently. Alright, so we need to X speed first so that we don't die to fissure. And then X-Ack if dig, so we need to EQ here. And now, we need to X-Ack on Persian. And now we drill 4 times. No, red bar jingle skip is not fixed. That's an interesting point, too. I do... Dear wonderful viewer, Hand-Stitched Life, I do require sustenance. Not a ton, though, because I did have pizza for lunch. Can you just get me the, like, McChicken plain and small fry? And a large Sprite, too, maybe. Yeah. What's an oxymoron? I don't think I need to save for this. A large Sprite. Oh. Oh, you're right. Sprite is also a word for, like, sprightly, like, short. Yeah. Hashtag linguistics. I'm picking up now. This is X special. Now, I need to be careful in Victory Road not to dig out on accident. That was the big thing I had an issue with last time trying to run this for an example run. Yeah, I think with this routing, with the extra rare candying we're doing, we can't really lose this fight. Like, I should probably not have a save here in the notes. But I also haven't, like, noted any saves, so I should go back through the notes and add save points where I can actually die. Well, here I had like 60 HP, and also, it doesn't guarantee critting. So, like, I think it also wouldn't kill me even if it did crit, but, because it's, like, only a high crit rate move now and not an actual effectively guaranteed crit, it works out differently. You still, like, obviously wouldn't want to risk it if you don't have to, but... There we go. I'm not 100% confident that it's fixed, but one of the fixes I applied from Pret's notes theoretically fixes Swag Boulder. Oh yeah, we have to... There we go. I'm just being extra careful here overall, just so I can make sure I finish out the run and continue showing the strategy. We'll definitely get to Lauralee, like, vastly ahead of the last run, though, so that's super nice. I think if I did more runs of this using the Game Boy controller, like the GBA SP, it would be way closer to what I'm used to. Oh, so not GameCube controller. The Game Boy Advance SP as a GameCube controller. I'm using keyboard today. So we should be like 7-ish minutes ahead after Loreley. It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Oh, but the Bruno splits off too, so we'll be like another 12, so like 19 minutes ahead almost. A whole bunch of full restores. I don't know why I'm buying revives. It doesn't really matter. We're not bringing Pokemon for that. Let's do a save. And then yeah, exact drill 5 times. There we go. That's what we want to see. No crit from Dugong. I must have messed something else up with splits, because it's saying my champion split is at 2:29:42. And I'm 20 minutes away, so like I should be like ending up around 10 minutes faster than the last run. Yeah, that must be it. Something like that. We got an elixir here. I don't think we needed the full restore. Oh, thank you. Bruno's pretty darn safe, but this works. Got an Exac here. Oh, I was supposed to do that on the second. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Okay, drill Hitmonchan. Now you drill Hitmonlee. Now to Ice Beam. And then back to drill. So I got an X speed on the first battle, a turn of battle here. That might be a bug. Too weak to make a substitute. There's a bug in the main game with substitute. It's possible that this edition of the ROMHack has broken something with substitute. So that's funny. I think that's what's supposed to happen under 25% HP, is that it's supposed to say that the substitute can't be made because you're too weak. I'll have to recheck through that code and make an update to the ROMHack, but as it stands, it's a pretty marginal issue. It only happens on this specific Agatha fight. It does make it a bit easier than it's supposed to be, though. Alright, let's save for Lance. Cool, we'll definitely have to check on that then. I'm actually kind of happy that we saw that, because it's good to, like, know of more things to make progress in, you know? Like, it's nice to not feel like, oh, I'm just, like, done with this completely. It's nice to have things to know for the future. X special. Thunderbolt. Now we need to full restore. I think we just full restore again, actually, because it'll, yeah, recharge, and then we can, ice beam times 4. That's what it is. Oh, we need to X speed too. Sweet. Alright, now we just need to do the insane champion fight. So we need to teach Blizzard just for this final fight and make sure we heal to full. And use all of our remaining rare candies. Now we can save here. And now we X speed on the first turn, because the speed issue with Alakazam is the most critical issue. There's a range on Sand Slash, but it's not as risky as the speed issue with Alakazam. Okay, we hit the blizzard. Oh, we crit it. There we go. Yes, crits are still tied to base speed. So, unlike other generations, faster Pokemon. Like, that's another thing where, like, I don't think I'm trying to patch out, like, behaviors that are, like, specific to Gen 1's mechanics. It's more trying to patch out things that are very, very definitely bugs, you know? Silph Co. No, it's Pokeflute. There we go. Leech Seed. Okay, there we go. Now we need to X drill. And then EQ, drill, EQ. What I should look into next is to see if we could potentially... I think we could skip doing Gentleman Candy and instead get the Warden Candy. I think that would save a lot of time. Because I think that we still have the 35 to 7 level or candying point without doing the Gentleman fight. This should be like a 220. I'm pretty happy with that considering like we were like 10 minutes slower than that last time. And this run spent an extra several it spent several minutes over the last one with deaths. The first attempt I did at this did not have any unnecessary deaths, and I spent like several extra minutes at Misty to that. Yeah, but the problem is that the high crit rate is like an 8 times multiplier, and I think it's from what I was reverse engineering it seemed like it was intended to be a 4 times or 2 times multiplier. It's hard to tell exactly, but it's not supposed to be 8 times. Hey, love Sekiro. Thanks for stopping by for the end there. I'm really excited about this. We'll be able to pull this over to YouTube and show off the whole ROMHack. Just to recap, we caught a Nidoran with full, like, total random odds. No D-sum manip, no save and quit manip. Found a 1 in 20 Nidoran. It had good enough stats to do a run. Yeah, it's basically Yellow. If you stick around for a sec, Lovesick, I'll explain more of it. But it's a patched version of Yellow that fixes a bunch of bugs. So it fixes like RNG correlation effects, so you can't do D-sum manipulation. It fixes the ability to do RNG save and quit manipulations. So you basically just have to like search for Nidoran. So like that was part of the early game. We saw in the splits here. The Nidoran is caught almost at 9 minutes because we had to search for almost a minute and a half just for trying to find a level 6 Nidoran. And then we lost a ton of time through the Nugget Bridge section and Misty just to like having worse stats because our stats weren't manipulated from that. And then also badge boost reapplication is fixed. Yeah, I fixed D-sum Delaroth. There's a completely different RNG algorithm being used. That D-sum manipulation isn't a thing. Yeah, so then we died to Misty a couple times. We were really slow through Fly Split. I was making a lot of like extra like pacing things, trying to not mess up the movement through Rock Tunnel. But yeah, then like in the Fly Split and Pokeflute Split, you see that you have to do the underground rocket game corner section to get the Silph Scope because the Pokédoll is no longer able to let you sequence break your way around the rocket hideout, so you end up having to do that section of the game. And then through the end of the game, a lot of it ends up after that being really similar to the main game speedrun, except that you have a different strategy to outspeed the Silph rival Kadabra and Koga. You actually don't even need to use an X speed. I only used it because I wasn't completely sure of my um, speed DV, but if you have at least like 6 speed, you don't even need to use X speed on Koga at all because your speed is so high from the badge boosts being in the correct order. Like you get the speed boost from Surge. We saw the cans be fixed, so we were doing our can search. We were always searching a second can directly next to the first can, instead of the weird cans pattern that's broken in the original released game. And then with the badge boost being fixed, we saw some other crazy strategies for the rest of the game. We had to use an X speed on Blaine because X attack doesn't get you any faster. It doesn't reapply your speed boost. So we saw that. We saw, like I said, with like speed boosts, we didn't need to use an X speed on Silph rival, not Silph, yeah, Silph rival Kadabra. To get outspeeding that, we are just naturally faster than Silph rival Kadabra. But then at the end of the game, it kind of like flips around again, and it's a lot harder. So specifically the champion fight, through the whole rest of the game, we're doing like a bunch of stuff to be very careful to get tons of extra rare candies. And then for the final fight, we have Blizzard banked in our inventory just for the final fight, and teach it just to use on Sandslash, and then use a bunch of other rare. We actually use 3 other rare candies, and depending on your special, I haven't exactly routed this, but depending on your special, you might want to also get Warden candy, and or do or not do the Gentleman candy fight and go all the way to 59 before the final champion fight, because by not having badge boost reapplication, you have to use an X speed on the champion fight, and then you don't have enough special to Blizzard the Sandslash reliably. So the final champion fight, you're using rare candies to try to get more special and just barely break through. And we saw that here where we ended up critting the Sandslash and that not even mattering. So yeah, that's the run, and yeah, I'll post this over to YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, everyone, today. It was great to be back. Great to see everyone. I'll be back again soon.